morning, so it's about 1 or 2 after 10. Welcome. I didn't think it was such a full house when I first walked in, but we filled in. I know you're probably a little bit disappointed that we don't have mimosas today, but thank you for coming anyways. I do have a little special surprise for you in the presentation today to replace the mimosas. Morgan is actually in Banff, or she's in Glacier today. She was in Banff. I actually joined her in Banff, Canada for a couple days, and then she was continuing on. Last night I was just telling some residents that she was sleeping in her car because the campsite in Glacier had so many bears they weren't allowing tents. So I haven't gotten the check-in from her this morning, but she guaranteed a check-in with me and her mom every day. So we will go ahead and get started. Please, if you have your cell phone with you, maybe just pull it out, take a look at it, make sure it's turned to silence. Volume okay today? Good? All right, looking good. Cool. Speaking of, I have kind of a funny joke here. I haven't gotten any emails recently, so I pulled out this book. This usually has a good one. That reminded me it's joke time, that one. You'll find out why in just a second here. So 2 dear old gentlemen meet in the street. One says, "I've just bought a new hearing aid. It's the finest in the world, the very latest electronic marvel." His friend asks, "Well, what kind is it?" The first dear old gentleman looks at his watch and says, "5:15." I got one more. Oh no, I heard someone say, "Oh no." 2 snakes are sliding along. One says to the other, "Are we poisonous?" The other says, "I don't know, why do you ask?" The first one says, "Well, I just bit my tongue." Okay, I'll close it. I got one more if y'all want to hear it afterwards. Feel free to come up here. Okay, thank you again for coming to Friday with Fetner, Elizabeth Ann, EA. It's a privilege to be the executive director here. I'm scanning the room. I've gone to quite a few home visits recently, so I think I've met everybody. We've had so many move-ins, which is wonderful the last couple months. So great to have you here today. It's that time of year. It's football season. Who won last night? Did the Packers? Clemson's off to a good start. The Gophers are off to a good start. Florida State is not off to a good start. It's not a good weekend for Florida State. I've got a sign-up sheet passing around. You know, we got to take stock of who's going to win the Super Bowl and who's going to win the college football champions. Last year, we had Miss Kraut-Kramer, we had the Kelbys pick the winner, Dick Willits picked Clemson a couple years ago and was a winner, so we've had some winners. I don't know that anybody got the Super Bowl right though last year. Anybody? Okay, I didn't think so. We'll have a little bit of fun with that, so if you'd like to participate, we've got a clipboard with everybody's name on it. You can select your football champion and then your Super Bowl champion. I know we're already a weekend, but that's okay. He's kind of missing it a little bit there. Okay. So I mentioned that we've got something a little bit special since we don't have mimosas. Wanted to take an opportunity. I thought it'd be fun for the directors just to share how grateful we are to be here with you at Trillium Woods. One of the things that LCS launched about a year ago was this different type of mindset, glad to be here mindset. We had some training by a former Blue Angel pilot, a motivational speaker by the name of John Foley. That training and culture has been brought back here to Trillium Woods over the last year. The concept before it is having that grateful mindset and glad to be here. If you were to Google that, you would find a lot of information on it. So we put together a video for you to share why we're so grateful to be here with you. So without further ado, I'll let Lucy get it kicked off really quickly so we don't have to look at that too much.
I'm so glad to be here with each of you. I'm so thankful that I get to come and work in your home because it's like coming home for me as well. There's so many smiles and genuine interest and care for one another. I appreciate your honesty and feedback because I know that you have the best interests at heart for Trillium Woods, the residents, and the associates. You recognize Shining Associates and you are quick to share positivity through emails, handwritten notes, and phone calls. Thank you for being wonderful people who care about others and truly make being here a privilege and a joy.
I am glad to be here because we've got the most supportive, active, and fun residents.
It's my true pleasure coming to work each day, knowing that we're serving a group of seniors who care as much about our associates as we do about you. You keep me on my toes at the round table and raise my blood pressure when inviting me to jump on a planes with you, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you for making Trillium Woods the absolute best place to work.
I'm so grateful for all the residents here at Trillium Woods. You're all so friendly, caring, and fun. Also, when you express the wonderful care that you get or have received here at the Burges, it makes me so proud to lead such a wonderful team. Thank you.
I am thankful for every resident that lives here at Trillium Woods. Personally, I do not have any grandparents left on either side of my family. However, here at Trillium, I have 257 grandparents that fill in as my surrogate grandparents on a daily basis. I'm truly grateful for all the advice, insight, humor, and love that I experience from each and every one of you every day when I come to work. Thank you all for being you.
Hello, I am grateful for the culture here at Trillium Woods. The residents and associates alike are wonderful. It's pure joy to come to work every day. I am glad to be here.
I am grateful to be working at such a beautiful community with such creative, amazing, and wonderful residents. Thank you all for always being so caring and understanding with the environmental service team. You are the motivation that helps the team provide extraordinary hospitality service. We are very grateful to be here with all of you.
First of all, I want to take a second to thank all of you for welcoming me into your home. I'm so glad to be here, not only to serve grandpas and grandmas, mothers and fathers, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, but work beside an amazing associate crew. Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy to be here at Trillium Woods working with all of you residents. It has been a pleasure and an honor to work here in your home and to get to know all of you. I have learned so much from all of you that I will always treasure. So, hashtag glad to be here.
Good morning. Glad to be here, and glad you are here as it makes me realize how wonderful my job is. I appreciate the special moments, the kindness, and the wisdom I gain from each of you every day. Wishing you a bright and beautiful weekend.
I'm grateful for how supportive and understanding our residents are, particularly during this time of the year. I can't tell you how many residents have offered their support to wash their own dishes, to serve their own drinks, to run their own food, and although I'll never take you up on the offer, it's appreciated and it's genuine. I've traveled to a lot of communities recently and seen a lot of what the country has to offer in this setting, and I can tell you genuinely that we have the best residents of any LCS in any senior living community, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you for everything you do to make mine and the jobs of all of my staff easier.
I'm grateful to the Trillium Woods residents for the constant support and encouragement they provide our team. Together, we're going to get this community full. I'm glad to be here.
When people ask me what I like most about my job, I always say my residents. The residents here at Trillium Woods always keep it interesting. The sense of community that our residents have created is like no other. You are all kind and caring and supportive individuals, and you make it an absolute joy to come to work each and every day. I love my job, and I love our residents here at Trillium Woods. So thank you. And hashtag, I'm glad to be here.
So it says, I'll be out for a couple of weeks after having foot surgery, and when I come back, I'll be sporting this hot pink scooter. I'm so thankful for each one of you. You're an inspiration to me, and you make my job fun, and I'm blessed to work here in your home. See you in a few weeks, and that's from Rita. She'll have a hot pink scooter. Thank you, Lucy, for putting that together, and just want to thank you all again. We are so glad to be here. All righty, let's get into our normal agenda now. We've got our Associate of the Month. We are going to recognize department updates. We'll hear from resident council presidents, and we'll wrap up with questions, and then I'm going to do a quick change and see you out there for the car wash. Okay, we are recognizing Mersad. Mersad, come on up. Mersad joined us on April 29th of this year. It's awesome that he's being recognized as the Associate of the Month. We've got many cards on Mersad. Recently, in the last month, there was kind of a stressful and unfortunate incident on one of the outings, and the residents wrote, you residents wrote a couple cards on just commending them on how you handled that incident, Mersad. I hear you a lot of times on the Sunday mornings if I'm in my office and chat with the residents that are going to church and just doing a fabulous job. So congratulations, and we're so grateful to have you here.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, and thanks for coming in today just for this. All right. Our department updates for general and administration. The resident satisfaction survey will be distributed on Monday, October 2nd, so we're a little bit less than a month out. Rita will have more information on that when she returns. So it was 2 years ago when we did the survey. We had some floor captains that helped to make sure, just really encourage folks to give their feedback and kind of tally which ones were returned. It is an anonymous survey. We use an outside company to administer it. I just wanted to give you a snapshot here to give you a sneak peek of what it looks like that you'll get. There's several pages on it, but the way that it is lined up is we've got here, so it goes strongly agree to strongly disagree. So 5 being the best and 1 being the needs a lot of improvement area. So strongly agree 5, agree is 4, mixed 3, disagree 2, and strongly disagree 1. And then there is a column for not applicable. So that will be distributed on Monday, October 2nd. Look forward to those results. Budget process. So we are in September now. We have gotten our first draft to LCS. They've scrubbed it. We're still in the process of having them look at it, give us feedback. We then send it up to the ownership group. We will be reporting back some of our findings and where we're at in the budget process in October at the Resident Finance Committee meeting, which is what we have done previously. We review it more in depth with the Finance Committee, seek their feedback. Sometimes we need to make a little tweak here or there, but that's where we are, moving along really well. It's been great to have Kim. Kim's been here a full budget cycle now, so she's going on, I think, 16 months here with at Trillium Woods, and she's done a fabulous job leading the budget process this year. So more to come on that. Phase 2 survey results. Thank you for responding. 134 return surveys. Next steps, if you could raise your hand if you were on the Phase 2 committee appointed by the Resident Council. I just want to give a great shout out and thank you to those committee members who helped design that survey, gave feedback on what should be included. Their names were also on the letter that accompanied the survey. They also helped to input via SurveyMonkey. If there were paper surveys returned, they helped to input those in the computer. Who filled it out SurveyMonkey? How'd it go? Any feedbacks? Pretty easy? Maybe? Yeah? Okay. Well, all those results we've got, I'm thinking there's 2 different versions we could print them out. One is 60 pages, another is like 200 plus pages. Is that right, Ken? Okay. So, very grateful to the Phase 2 committee members. Our next steps, they are taking all of the feedback. It's all electronic right now. They are reviewing it. They are going to provide a summary to LCS development, as well as Scott Doherty and myself. We will share that feedback with you at a later date. The information, all of it, those 60 pages and the 200 pages, get sent to LCS development. So not only will they get a summary that's done by the residents, they will also read it word for word as how they like to approach it. So we'll have more information to come. It's going to take a little while to compile that information, but I appreciate you taking the time to fill it out, give your honest feedback. I've had a couple people come up to me with some ideas they maybe forgot to mention. I can throw those in the file for Phase 2 and in that data too. So thank you very much. I look forward to seeing those results compiled. Community Life Services, got the new vehicle. I know that Lori had a round table not too long ago, so she talked a lot about the vehicle and how we approach the purchase of it. Some of the considerations, that talks about the features. I'm going to talk just off the cuff about the considerations that we took into account. Looking at the size, she did a lot of research on the hydraulic lift versus a ramp, coil springs versus electric air suspension, She and I both learned a lot along the way of purchasing this new vehicle, gas versus electric or hybrid. She took that into consideration. Even the view out the front window, because that's something that residents have commented on our current one. Storage for walkers, grocery, and luggage. We feel like we've hit a home run. Hopefully you will agree. The directors took it on an outing. I guess that was last week. Really comfortable. Who's ridden in it? Anybody ridden in it? Hasn't been put into the fleet yet? Okay. It will be. Yeah. It will be soon. We're working on the wrapping to get our logo on everything on it. But very comfortable. It's a 12-passenger. Can accommodate 2 wheelchairs. Driver sits on the same level as the passengers. You can see out the front window, so Wanda, saw you cheered over there. 3-point entrance for grab bars, so a bit sturdier entrance to things that you can hold on to. A larger heating and cooling system. It also has a rear backup camera, and it has grocery and bag hooks. So I know that y'all be eager to jump on that van once we get it into the fleet and operations. A couple pictures here for you. Really comfortable seats. This is where you got the grab bars and the drivers at the same level, and there's the entrance. So we will have it out in the fleet very soon. A couple other things from Community Life Services. We've got some events coming up, of course. These are just a few of them. Plymouth on Parade. We've had many residents that have participated in that in the past. It's on Saturday, September 21st. It's a parade in Plymouth where we have the Trillium Woods van, or maybe we'll have the bus. Not sure which one we'll have this time. We walk alongside, or you can ride on the bus, handing out cookies is what we did last year, which were a big hit, so we're going to distribute cookies again. It's a great way just to get our name out there. Also, it's been a beautiful day in the past for a great walk, and it's fun to see the kids and parents out there eager to get some kind of candy or beads. So that will be on the 21st. Our marketing team does participate and really lead that event, so if you'd like to sign up to participate, we'd love to have you to sign up as in the marketing office. The Plymouth Endowment Fund wine tasting. So Music in Plymouth, if you're familiar with that, many of you attend that, I know, is in July, and they have fundraising events throughout the year. One of those is the wine tasting event, which we've had many residents attend in the past. It's at the Plymouth Creek Center. The bus leaves at 5:30 on Thursday, September 26th. It starts at 6 and will return by 8 o'clock. You can purchase a ticket for that, and you can sign up in the binder at the front desk if you would like to attend. I actually sit on the Plymouth Civic League board with Plymouth that puts on that event, so we always like to support that effort. Walk to End Alzheimer's. Coming up, we've been talking about it for a while, but it is this month on the 28th, is Saturday. The bus leaves at 8:30 a.m. We will return by noon, and I promise we'll have a better pickup spot than we did last year. We had a little bit of a hike, didn't we, Jim? So we'll make sure we get that under control, but it was a great day last year to go through a walk through downtown and support the Alzheimer's efforts. Any questions? I've covered a few G&A and then gone into Community Life Services. Good? Okay. Environmental services. If you recall, we had Superior window cleaning back, I think they were out in June. They did common areas as well as your homes. They will be back. They're looking at, we don't have a date just yet, but mid-September to do a second cleaning of the common area windows. We did hear your feedback about wanting a second cleaning of inside your homes as well, so we've got that right now planned for next year. So this year, mid-October or mid-September, we'll do the common area windows again. It is housekeeping week, September 8th through the 14th. So we've got a fun celebrate our kings and queens of clean. If you see of course you probably see housekeeping folks, so please, if you wouldn't mind, just helping celebrate them that week. Food and beverage. Matt recently had a food and beverage roundtable where he got to chat for quite a bit. I left a little bit before it was over, but Rita said she had to cut him off. He was talking so much. He announced that 5855 was chosen for the restaurant name. He's got a planned unveiling coming up soon for that. The private dining room will be renamed the Camelot Room. The 5855 was number 1, Camelot Room was number 2, so that's what he decided to do with that. Looks like official ceremony in the fall, so stay tuned for details. Matt also discussed at the round table, they're working hard to replace some of the team members that we lost going back to school. And so they're working diligently at recruiting for new team members. There is still a takeout discount in place. It's $2 off your entree if you'd like to do takeouts. That is in place until September 15th. And then he's going to reevaluate where we're at based on staffing levels at that point. So thank you all for your patience. Pastry chef program. We are excited to be able to introduce a new component of the program. So Barb, she's worked in the cafe. I'm sure most of you know Barb. She is coming back and she will be transitioning into a dual role in early October. So doing some of our pastries and then working in the cafe too. So that will be an exciting time. Health and wellness. A memo went out about flu shots. So that season is upon us. We've got 2 opportunities to get your flu shots completed here. It's going to be in the sunroom on Tuesday, September 24th, or you can come on Tuesday, October 22nd. Both of those times are from 9 to 11. You do need to sign up in advance. There's time slots in the book at the front desk. It's through Walgreens. Regardless if you have an account or get your prescriptions through Walgreens or not, they still need you to bring a copy of your insurance card. As well as in that sign-up book, there is a sheet that has to be filled out. Prefer that you take it with you when you sign up, fill it out, and then bring it that day with you. It's a consent form. They need all the legality and signatures in order to give you that flu shot. Any questions on that right now? Okay. If you have any questions, Carrie, yes, ma'am.
Is the flu shot covered under any insurance because it's a Medicare covered?
So, okay, thank you. So the question Ms. Jasperson asked, is the flu shot covered under your insurance benefits? Carrie responded, yes, it's a preventative measure, and so it is covered through your insurance. Thank you all. Thank you for the question.
I think it's full.
Do you think it's full? Both dates?
24th is full.
24th is full? Okay.
September is full.
September is full. Okay. So we've got October. I will be double checking on that to see how we're tracking, and if we need to get another day or so, then I'm sure we can work with Walgreens. Thank you for letting me know. Plant operations. Tommy Lee has joined us. I got a chance to meet him yesterday. Great young guy. Big smile on his face. So if you haven't met him yet, he will be around. He'll probably even be out at the car wash today. So happy to have him on board. We did announce that Josh has taken a position with another company. We are recruiting for his position. Corey has had several interviews. Don't have an announcement at this time, but he's working diligently to fill Josh's role. And we appreciate all the work that Josh has done here and certainly wish him the best. Landscaping upgrades. The downspouts on the building, those have been completed. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 that they missed, and so they're going to come back through to get those. They've also upgraded the interior courtyard around in the Birches. It's got a buffer with some gravel that'll be easier for wheelchairs and walkers if they kind of go off of that sidewalk a little bit. It's about 90% complete right now. We have removed some dead trees that were on Cheshire and some other areas around the campus. The dog park tree will be removed. If it wasn't, I should have looked out when I came out. Did they get it yesterday? They're working on it right now? Okay. I know that they were going to do it maybe a week or so ago and it was too wet. So that tree is going to come down. There's a couple other items that we'll wrap up before the end of the year. Not before the end of the year, before the snow flies and landscaping. So a few more things to come. Sidewalks. We had a lot of damage to the sidewalks in terms of them moving about from the winter. Most of the sidewalks have been taken care of at this point. If you do see one that is still a trip hazard, let us know. They were able to do the grinding and then the lifting of the sidewalks. However, we still have some that are near the courtyard doors or exit doors that have a gap. They have to actually replace those. So we couldn't get on their schedule until October, so they'll be out to replace a couple of pieces around the campus in October. We got new umbrellas. There were, thank you, Ms. Settle, damaged from a bad windstorm and thunderstorm we had a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now, but we got new ones out there. Sales and marketing update. Okay, here are our stats. For the month of August, our budget was 181. We finished at 177. We were one behind in closings for the month, and we had 3 sales. It's been pretty consistent. We've had more couples than we had originally planned, and so we've had more residents, 273 versus 266. As of today, we have 176 occupied homes and 272 residents. Haven't had a sales or closing yet, still early on. I know that the team's working hard, and there's one that I think will be coming through in the next couple days. In terms of our sales unclosed, so deposits that we have yet to close, there's 5 of those. So when you add up the 176 plus the 5, 181 sold, so 87%. So trucking along there. There was quite a large event in August, and that was the Terrence O'Malley Marketing Lunch. If you participated in that as an ambassador, if you wouldn't mind just raising your hand. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a great day, a great talk by Terrence O'Malley, and always appreciate your support. And thank you, for being so welcoming. If you maybe weren't at the event, you still have folks walking through your home, and you're always smiling and greeting them, so we appreciate that support. That day we had 72 folks that attended, 44 of those as we put them, some of those were couples, so 44 really prospects. We have 9 appointments to date. It's a little bit low right now, but I think with the Labor Day, they're still on the call. I know yesterday they scheduled 2 more appointments, so it takes a little bit of time for those events to schedule those appointments, so still working on gathering more. Upcoming, Plymouth on Parade, I talked about that a little while ago, distributing sweet treats to the parade attendees, and then we'll have water and air conditioning will be provided on the bus. So you don't have to walk the whole time. If you walk a little bit, then you want to jump on the bus, that's okay too. I mentioned that that's September 21st. Taste of Trillium. So this is one of our larger events. Last year we had it in May. You may recall folks came in, they did a self-guided tour around the community, and we had ambassadors placed at different points to chat about that space, how it was used, and just to interact with our guests. That event is actually going to be on Thursday, October 10th, so we're about a month out. It's from 2 to 4. It will be in the common areas of the community. So I want to give you a heads up now. I know last year we needed to do a little bit more publicity and talking about it. It's for guests coming in and then ambassadors that are participating in the day of the event. So there are a lot of people that walk through the community. They'll go through the library, the fitness area. We'll have a lot of events going on during that time, so you may be asked by either Colleen or marketing if you want to do chair volleyball, or if you want to put things in action so they get a feel of what it's like to live here. You may be getting a call, so appreciate in advance your support of that. And it's a big day and a lot of people coming through your home, so thank you for understanding. Let's see, in terms of our referral goals, we are getting there, 180 versus a goal of 230, so that bar just continues to grow. In the last month, just want to give a special shout out and thank you to the Ladners, the Laskies, the Bielens, the Spearschneiders, Krupp Kramers, the Frost, the Bushes, Jody Dayton, the Johnsons, and the Kozlaks. So gave some names or had maybe a housewarming party for the marketing team. Thank you for helping us to raise that goal up to 230. Okay, I've gone through a lot. Any questions for me? I'm going to turn it over to Bryce to talk about the health center in place of Morgan today, but anything that's on your mind so far I can answer for you. Yes, Ms. Moberg. Happy birthday yesterday. I heard you had a great walk around the lake.
Well, can you hear me?
Lucy's coming right behind you now.
This is not a question. It is a thank you to all the people who walked around the lake yesterday with me. It was just a wonderful day, and my birthday was super.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome to hear. sharing. Okay, I will turn it over to Bryce now.
Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm proud of you. Thank you. Oh, again, I want to say one thing. I'm proud to be your associate administrator here at Trillium Woods, and I'll be doing the Birches update in the absence of Morgan.
Microphone.
Oh, thank you. I have people told me that they'll tell me about that. All right, thank you. There it is. So the Birches is the census. So Morgan actually told me before she left that she was quite jealous of me because this is the first time I get to announce that our budget and the actual is higher than the budget. So that's something we'll be applaud too. So with the budget being 40.5, we came in at 40.7. Medicare came at 18.4, budget at 19.25. Private pay 10, and budget was actual was 8.6, and life care was budgeted at 11.25, with actual being 13.6. And then there's a quick fact at the bottom that currently 19 life care residents are utilizing Birches for long-term and short-term care at the moment. So this put that into consideration as well. There'll be some renovations currently with, actually one already happened with the Birches courtyard. Limestone edging has been added to the courtyard for like a safety precaution. If a wheel goes off the sidewalk, we just don't want that to sink into the mud and all of that. Aspen Memory Care will be receiving new carpeting, so it's kind of been worn down. We noticed that we needed to kind of upgrade a little bit. So we're adding new carpeting coming in September, but that's a tentative date, just a FYI. I believe that's all I have for you today, and I'll hand it back over to EA. Thank you so much.
Alzheimer's fundraising. I'm coming over here to get the t-shirt. So we've got car wash today, and the walk I mentioned is the 28th. These t-shirts, similar to last year, you can purchase one of these if you would like to purchase it. $10, right, Bryce? Is there a sign-up sheet we have today, or just talk with Morgan or Robin?
I'll get back to that.
Okay. All right. You can let us know today. We'll also put some more information out about it. $10 if you'd like to participate in the walk and wear a shirt, or if you just want to purchase a shirt for when we do some of our fundraising efforts, you can do that. We've got the car wash. Who wants to guess what we are at for our fundraising?
$8,500.
$8,500. Anybody else want to guess? 9,200. 8,499. All right, Miss Tuttle. $1 off. I bet there's some change in there. I'm sure it was $8,499.99, right? Okay, car wash today, 11 o'clock. Do a quick change. I'll see you down there. We've got the hot dog lunch for a $5 donation. If you want to get your car washed, that's just any donation that you'd like. Great job for fundraising. Appreciate the contributions. We're only $1,500 from our goal. We are third place for fundraising with LCS, so that is exciting. All the walks are starting to come around. Des Moines walk was 2 or 3 weeks ago. We've got ours the 28th. Across the country, those walks usually happen starting anytime in August and going through the end of October. So we see that as that time goes on, the other communities, their fundraising goes up. What's great here is that we've been fundraising year-round, and so we'll just keep trucking along till the end of the year. Ms. Tuttle, did you want to share anything?
The hot dogs are going to be served in the sunroom.
Oh, thank you. The hot dogs will be served in the sunroom. Thank you for reminding about that. I just weren't sure about what the weather was going to do today, so you can grab it and then go outside if you'd like to. Thank you. Okay. Anything else before I turn it over to, yes ma'am. And Lucy's coming with the microphone. Oh, no.
In one of the City of Plymouth newsletters was improvements on Highway 47. And I'm just wondering what they are, and is it going to affect the building of the new part of Trillium Woods?
Thank you for the question. The enhancements on 47, I will be honest, did not read those. I know they did some work, was that last week when they closed down last Thursday? In that work, I haven't even driven on it to see what they did. Was it underneath the overpass?
No,
Well,
the culvert.
culvert.
Just a culvert.
Just a code, okay. I will check on that and get back to y'all. I'm not aware of anything that should affect any future plans that we have, given we own the property, out here and then on the corner. But I will follow up on that, and I need to familiarize myself with what enhancements they're doing as well. So thank you for bringing it up.
I have a question. Excuse me. The car I'm driving now is leased, and the lease is up a year from now, and I'm considering leasing an all-electric vehicle. Will there be any charging available for that a year from now?
Well, currently, we do have a couple vehicles that have electric charging, and we've worked individually with those residents to make sure that they have a spot to charge their vehicle. So I don't foresee that will be an issue, and we can certainly work with you directly, Dr. Hodges, if that's your decision.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Ms. Martinson. How does the tornado warning system work here? So we've got the, every Wednesday is the first Wednesday of the month is when they do the sirens. If the sirens do go off, it's, what time is it at? 10? Yes, I am aware y'all had a national tornado warning. But it goes on Wednesdays, at what time was that? The first Wednesday at 1 o'clock is when the siren goes off as a test. If it goes off outside of that, similar to what you would do anywhere else if there was a tornado, you obviously want to get indoors, find space in your home, usually bathroom is suggested where there are no windows. That alarm does go off though if there is a tornado warning in our area. Is there something else on your mind that maybe I need to address?
No, I heard the tornado warning outside, but I didn't know if there was any announcement inside.
We do not, thank you. She heard the warning outside, but nothing inside. We don't have anything inside. I would encourage you to set up your phone so that it gives you a severe weather alert that goes off. Usually when that happens, if someone were to go off right now, there'd probably be 30 phones in here that would start alarming. Yes, Ms. Patrick.
There actually was something inside. I could hear it, my husband couldn't. It was one little beep on the old man out on the hall.
Oh, okay.
As the phone, our cell phone was telling us that there was an alert.
Okay, so Ms. Patrick mentioned that there was something inside that beeped as the phone and stuff was going up. I am not familiar with that, so I need to check on that, and then I will follow up with everybody. I apologize that I wasn't aware of that, so. Okay, thank you for bringing that up, and I will do a little bit more due diligence on it. Anything else for me? Okay, thank you. I will turn it over to your resident council president, Mr. Kramer.
Thank you, EA. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Nice to see you today. We've got several items I'd like to talk about. First of all, we have several resident ambassadors who are going to introduce some new residents. First of all, I'd like to call on Juana Schoenberg.
Dang it. Come on, you guys. I am introducing Shar and George, who is not here today, I'm sorry, Bonawa. They moved here after living 41 years in Minnetonka. George was a president of an investment firm, and Shar was an elementary teacher. They have 3 children, one son that lives in Plymouth, a daughter that's in California, and another son in Boston. Okay? Delighted to be here.
Next, Dick Poy.
Good morning. I'm very happy
to introduce a new person that came into our community August 9th. Can you hear me? Okay. His name is Frank Daw, D-A-W-E-S. And he is by birth a Canadian, I think from Toronto. Toronto? Yeah. And we have a couple of Canadians here. He's a dual citizen. So we allow him in the community. He came to the United States with a job with controlled data. And he worked there for, I believe it was like 23 years. And in operations and human resources. Frank has two living children here in the United States. Heather is his daughter, and she lives in Eden Prairie, and also Marine on the St. Croix, and probably some places down south. And Fred, is it? I met him yesterday. Fred lives in Minneapolis, and he's a big, strapping young man. So I think if you need help moving things, he can probably give you a hand. During the years that Frank worked for Control Data, he traveled 40 some odd countries, and in that time period collected a lot of local art. So he has an art aficionado, and a lot of the pieces that he has are absolutely marvelous. And I'm hoping I can convince him that it's a good idea to join the art tour in October. Let's see. He lives on the second floor of the Italian building that is way back in 1202. It's a beautiful, beautiful type of residence, beautifully furnished, and of course you could enjoy a lot of the art that's there. So Frank has with him his daughter Heather and his son Fred. Yeah, who frequently come over here, and so they're nice to meet. And again, if you need some help lifting things, I think Fred will give you a big hand. Another thing I would like to mention is that Frank is, as you can see, is in pretty good shape. And that's because every day he goes down to the gym area, takes full advantage of it. He swims laps every day. So it's usually early in the morning, and it's something we should all strive for. So, especially since the cooking is so good here.
Thank you, Dick. Did a good job. Next, Mal Moore indicated that he has someone he would like to introduce.
So it's my pleasure today to be able to introduce Harold Prowse, who has actually been a resident here since early July, and is down in 2211 in nearby Iowa. And he's a guy who has a really remarkable background. I can't get into it all today, but he came to us here from Metamora, Michigan, where he was involved in real estate acquisition and management for people who had horse farms. So Harold has confessed to me that back in those days, he did do a little horsing around. So Harold was born in Honduras at the time when his father was an executive with Kita Banana Company. And he used to watch that happen with all the people doing it, a lot of women harvesting the bananas, and he confessed also that he found them all rather appealing. So from Honduras, from the family. Harold came back to the United States, and he had some interesting job opportunities, one of which was being a safari guide, a big game guide in South Africa, leading safaris and also leading big game groups, big game hunting. And didn't you say you had some rather impressive people who you took as clients from England? Remember any of those people?
Well, I'm hard of hearing. I missed some of that, so I'm disavowing anything that's criminal. Other than that, I'm glad to be here. I had already been here and visited occasionally to my brother who lives here in Plymouth, and he gave me high recommendation on this place when it was time to retire. And I came over here and I looked at some places elsewhere, especially around Naples, Florida. And it's been hard for marketers up here in this weather, this latitude, to compete with the sunshine down in Florida. But the word of mouth has been really counts in this sort of thing. And all the reports my brother got from around here in my visit, as well as from my classmates from the Harvard Business School, were pretty good.
Thank you very much, Harold. Also, he's a graduate of the Harvard Business School with a master's degree, and a very bright guy, and a fellow who's going to be a welcome addition to Trillium Woods. Thank you, Harold.
Thank you, Mel. And thank you to all the ambassadors who welcome new residents here. Believe me, they really appreciate it. And when you move to a new place, all of us are